You're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo!
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Okay, so Terence Crawford, he came out and he spoke on the hate that black fighters receive. And I thought it was just a possibility that Crawford, he was about to knock this one out of the park with a whole bunch of truth. And man, oh man, I couldn't have been more wrong. I mean, instead of Terence Crawford really going somewhere with this, it sounded like he ended up getting lost. Let me go ahead and play the clip.
If everybody, me, Shakur, and Devin Haney, we get the most hate out of everybody.
Now, why you think that is?
I don't know. I think because, you know what I mean, when you got two young black fighters in Shakur and Devin, that's on the top of the top, that's been doing great things, you know, their whole career. You got me that's been, you know, handling my business from 2014, 13 till today. You know, 10 years strong as a champion. You know, I won my first championship in 2014, and I'm still champion till this day. 10 years strong. And when you look at Devin, you know, Devin kind of mimicked and copied Floyd's image, kind of like, you know what I mean? He wanted to be like Floyd, and he did a good thing and a good job of doing so. Yeah. You know, but a lot of people want to hate him for that, and he's the youngest undisputed champion in history. You know, a lot of people look at the Ryan fight and they criticize him, and they say, oh, well, you know, you got beat up, you this and that. But Devin kept getting up. Yeah. Kept fighting.
He showed a lot of heart. Yeah.
He showed grit. He showed determination. Yeah. He showed a lot. But
this is so ironic because Terence Crawford, he's about to talk about black people in general, you know, hating on black fighters, not giving them the credit that they deserve. But when he talks about the Devin Haney-Ryan Garcia situation, if you notice, he didn't even bring up the fact that Ryan Garcia cheated, which I'm pretty sure Devin Haney would not appreciate. Everyone in the boxing industry has addressed Ryan Garcia cheating, and at least 99% of them said that his win had something to do with him cheating. And I'm talking about some people that you wouldn't even expect, from Jim Lampley to Robert Garcia to Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algieri, Tim Bradley, and the list just goes on and on and on. And Terence Crawford, the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, he talks about this Haney-Garcia fight, and he doesn't even address the fact that Ryan Garcia cheated. Regardless of what he thinks about him cheating, he still should at least address it. That fight will always be synonymous with Ryan Garcia cheating. When anyone thinks about that fight, the first thing you're going to think about is the fact that Ryan cheated. I mean, how is it possible that Jim Lampley and Paulie Malignaggi can speak on this and not Terence Crawford? And once again, Terence Crawford is talking about how black people are treating other black fighters, and Terence Crawford knows that Devin Haney is suing Ryan Garcia. That's extremely disrespectful for Terence Crawford to just completely ignore that while talking about that fight, because he's making it sound like Ryan didn't cheat at all, like he never tested positive for PEDs, or like he never came in overweight. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm sure when everyone was listening to Terence Crawford talk right there, everyone expected Terence Crawford to talk about the fact that Ryan Garcia cheated. And instead, he says, everybody talking about the Haney-Garcia fight. Yeah, Haney got knocked down, but he kept getting back up. I mean, it came off as if he was afraid to address it. Like I said before, regardless of what Terence Crawford's take is on Ryan cheating, it has to be addressed. You can't just ignore it because that comes off as misleading. I mean, that's no different than talking about Lance Armstrong winning all those gold medals without addressing the fact that he actually cheated to get them. He took PEDs just like Ryan Garcia did. I know exactly why Terence Crawford, he doesn't want to address the PEDs. Because Terence Crawford, he listens to all of those racist fans on the internet. And he's afraid of those racist fans flooding his comment section on Instagram or Twitter. You guys have to remember, black people only make up 14% of the population. The majority of boxing fans are non-black race fans, which I'm gonna get into much deeper after I play this next clip of what Terence Crawford said. But before I do, I wanna remind you guys, do you guys remember long time ago when Terence Crawford, he came out and he said that Canelo Alvarez, he's afraid to fight the black fighters. This was back when Canelo was at 154 and he was avoiding Charlo, who was his mandatory. He was avoiding Andrade, who had a belt in his division, when Canelo before said he wanted to be undisputed at 154, but that all changed when Andrade became a champion and Jamal Charlo became his mandatory. So we all knew that Crawford was speaking the truth, but that was the last time that Crawford ever spoke the truth, because those racists bombarded his comment section, and that quote from Terence Crawford, it surfaced all across the boxing world. And man, old media and the rest of those race fans, they set Crawford ass straight, because months after he said that, he started doing interviews saying, oh, Canelo, he the best fighter in the world. Yeah, he number one. And remember, y'all, in this clip I played for you, the clip I just played for you, you heard Terence Crawford say, I've been a champion since 2014 for 10 years. And he had been considered pound for pound number one at least for the last 7 years. At least when old media wasn't trying to temporarily replace him with new fighters that we had never heard of, like Chocolatito Gonzalez when he first hopped on the scene and hadn't even fought in America yet. It's kind of amazing when you think about the fact that Terence Crawford and Chocolatito Gonzalez are almost the same age today. And Crawford is still undefeated and he's still considered the best fighter in the world. Now let's go into this next clip of Terence Crawford explaining why black fighters like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and himself receive so much hate in the boxing world.
And when you look at it, it's our people that's coming at him and slandering him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you look at Terence Crawford, it's our people that's coming slandering me.
Yeah.
That's trying to belittle me.
Yeah.
When you look at Shakur Stevenson,
Yeah.
because he boxed his way through a fight.
Yeah.
It's our people that's criticizing him when it's called boxing.
Yeah.
I don't care if you hit like a tomahawk truck, you know what I mean, or you hit like a bumblebee, you sting it, or you hit like a butterfly.
Yeah.
As long as you get the job done, that's all that matters, because you got fighters that punch hard and you got fighters that don't.
Yeah.
You know, if you're blessed with it, you're blessed with it. If you're not, you're not.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is the game is called boxing.
Yeah.
As long as we get the win and look good doing so, you know. I just never understood why black media always give so much criticism to the black fighter. I never understood that.
Now, Terence Crawford is right about black people that attack black fighters. There are too many. And when I say too many, it's not the majority. I wouldn't even say it's half. It's just a big percentage. Even if it's 20%, that's too many black folks. But you're always going to have coons. You're always going to have black people that attack the black fighter that's at the top of the sport. But even outside of boxing, you're always going to have a coon that attacks the most relevant, significant black person. But what Terence Crawford is not understanding is, why do they attack black people? Why do they attack these black boxers? It's because they're catering to the racists, which are 99% of the non-black boxing fans. I mean, what is a coon? I mean, a coon basically acts as an attack dog. It's the attack dog that these racists sick on black people. It is their best weapon against the black race. I remember, what was it, like 10 years ago when I first got on YouTube? Man, I'm over here thinking, because at this time, Floyd Mayweather, he is truly the Michael Jordan of boxing, right? He's pound for pound the best fighter in the world. He's all-American and looks like me. Grew up like me. Grew up with the same type of relatives, eating the same type of food, listening to the same type of music, right? No different than Filipino fans being able to relate to Manny Pacquiao. No different than diehard soccer fans seeing their team on the field representing their country, being able to relate to them completely. So when I first got on YouTube, I'm thinking all my American black folks, we're going to be on the same page. And boy, I found out right away that was not the case, which is the exact reason why I seldomly watch boxing channels to this day. I'm usually only listening to boxers do interviews. Okay, so when I first got on YouTube, I already knew, of course, the race fans, they hated Floyd Mayweather. He's the Michael Jordan of the sport. But what I didn't expect is for so many black people to hate Floyd Mayweather. Man, that really took me by surprise. Because we all know that if Floyd Mayweather was Mexican, there would not be one single Mexican saying anything bad about Floyd Mayweather. They wouldn't even come close to saying anything bad about Floyd. So man, with that being said, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So I was automatically assuming that, a lot of black people would be commenting in my comment section, and they had channels as well. And I just felt, they showing me love. They posting comments in my comment section. Now I'm just assuming we are all on the same page when it comes to Floyd. Once again, I'm new to YouTube, right? But after I listened to a couple people's videos, I couldn't watch anymore because, man, my brain is always hungry. You got to feed my brain. Like, I need to hear some stuff that really, really makes sense and make me say, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I can't listen to somebody that just talks but not really saying nothing. Or it's just the people that you could clearly tell they're just repeating everything that they see in their comment section. So after they read all these comments on the internet, they do a video afterwards and just repeat the narrative. I mean, when I listen to somebody's video, it has to make me say, damn, that's a great point. I didn't think about that. And that was rare to find back then, and it's still rare to find today. It's like a rap song. Man, if you saying the type of stuff that I know I can write, I don't want to listen to it. So with that being said, I remember doing a shout out video, right? I'm showing love to some of the brothers who are always commenting in my comment section. Now, keep in mind, once again, I'm new to this. So I shouted out maybe about 8 cats. Well, man, it turns out I didn't even notice, but about 2 out of the 8 cats that I had shouted out, they had made diss videos about me just because of me praising Floyd Mayweather. This is how much they hated Floyd Mayweather, right? And the funny thing is, they both said thank you to me in my comment section after I shouted them out. Well, I didn't find out till weeks later that those 2 guys had actually dissed me in a video. And they had actually did those videos about me way before I actually did my shout out video. So the point is, there's always going to be a percentage of black people that hate on the black fighter, but it ain't going to be nowhere near the percentage of non-black fans that hate all of the black fighters. And that's where Terence Crawford was wrong when he said, me, Shakur, and Devin Haney received the most hate. You can put any black fighter that once again reaches that top level to where they're considered a threat. Gervonta Tank Davis is up there as well. In fact, Gervonta, he even said that he's the most hated fighter in the sport. Like I told you guys in previous videos, Kermel Moulton is already receiving an enormous amount of hate from all of the non-black boxing fans. And the only reason why not too many black people are criticizing him, because he's not a big threat yet. Once Kermel Moulton reaches the top and he's considered pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world, that's when black people are going to start following the racist people's lead, because that's when it's going to be the popular narrative by these race fans. So I think it was surprising to a lot of people, for Terence Crawford to talk about black fighters and even mention black fighters in particular receiving this level of hate. It seemed like it was a no-brainer that he was going to talk about the racial double standards that exist in the sport of boxing. But instead, he only talked about the black people that hate on these black fighters. Listen, what Terence Crawford said about some of these black fans, he was absolutely right. But if you're going to talk about hate towards black people, how are you going to completely ignore the fact that, once again, 99% of the non-black fans are the main ones that are hating on these black fighters? And they're doing it at the highest level. When it comes to ESPN, when it comes to these pound-for-pound lists, you see how they always discredit Terence Crawford by putting him under Chocolatito Gonzalez, by putting him under Lomachenko, putting him under Canelo Alvarez. I mean, did you guys listen to the commentary on DAZN? The way they were talking about Terence Crawford? They were completely disrespecting him throughout the entire fight and damn near praising Madrimov as if he was pound for pound number 1, the best fighter in the world. So at the end of the day, you're always going to have old media. Even Sean Porter, who was calling the fight, he had to set the other commentators straight. Todd Grisham and Sergio Mora, he had to check them a couple of times because of their disrespect towards Terence Crawford. So at the end of the day, yeah, you have some black people that attack other black fighters, but those are just black dogs that the race fans and the rest of old media are sicking on us. So make no mistake about it. These black people that's just hating on black fighters, those are just small-time dope dealers on the corner selling nickel bags. Old media is the kingpin. I'm on to the next one, y'all. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodeki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.